I'll tell you, there is some done sons of bitches over there at bjpenn.com. And I don't mean with the staff. I love the staff. bjpenn.com is very helpful to me. And I try to be the same to them. They do a great job of grabbing a lot of my clips and making them headlines, which I will tell you, if you're in the business of making clips, there's no compliment that you can get bigger than having a big publication like bjpenn.com pick up your story and post it. This is what we call share. They share so that I make sure I come to you guys and I share the address of bjpenn.com, right? It's one of these transactional things. But they did it for me yesterday. They did it on a piece that I did on Valentina Shevchenko. My piece is, why is she so unlikable? Why do you guys not like her? Now, I was very careful with my words to make it clear that I'm not proclaiming her unlikable, and I'm not proclaiming that I don't like her. It's beyond a poll where we can raise our hands and you either try to be the jerk in the room or you try to be the nice guy in the room. The evidence is in front of us. She is the greatest champion the UFC has ever had. Now, there are people equal to her. You could put Amanda in there. You could put St. Pierre in there. You could put equals. You can't tell me anybody that's better. You just can't. That's how good and that's how dominant she is. Up until last Saturday, she has only lost one round in her entire championship run. Are you guys aware of that? Are you aware of what I just said? She's been champion for more years than I can keep track of. It's roughly 4. I know I'm real close on that. She's only lost one round. Not even close to losing fights. She's not losing sequences. She's not losing scenarios. She's not losing moments. She lost one round. Somebody took her down and was able to hold her there for a little bit. That is as dominant as anybody that has ever done this sport. She fought on Saturday in what was the most unanticipated pay-per-view of the year. I realize it turned out to be the best. I'm talking about the anticipation by the audience ahead of time. And she was not the main event. So this is not a debate. This is not a maybe. This is a for sure. She's not over with you guys. And my question is, why? Now, what I attempted to help to do, as only I had the smarts to attempt to do, was to put her in a category of potentially being a heel, because face isn't working. This is not a maybe. This is not an, oh, Chael, I sure do like her. How can you say that? She's the co-main event, guys. It's over. It's established. If you've been the champion for 4 years and you've only lost one round and you're still jerking the curtain for anybody, you're not over. It's a reality. The question becomes why. And she's been on the side of face, trying to say nice things, trying to say sweet things, never using profanity, throwing a little dance at the end. It didn't work. Now, there's only one other option, which is heel. So I started that transformation if she wanted to take it. There'd be no reason not to. Even the Hulkster, who sold more tickets with the red and the yellow, eventually switched to the black and white just to see what would happen, and then he switched back again. There would be no reason to not try it if you want to be in the business of selling tickets, not to mention, what if that's who you really are? Jon Jones come out talking about Bible verses, and people say, man, you're a phony, you're a scumbag, come out and be a scumbag, and then he did. Started selling a hell of a lot more tickets. I mean, it's an option, but it was really hard to get Jon there too. He wanted to be talking about Fallopian's 316 all the time, instead of talking about cocaine and hit and runs. It was one of these things, but once you got him there, it turned out to be a hell of a lot more interesting, didn't he? So I opened the door. I opened the door in case Valentina wanted to go through it. And in all fairness to it's a proven fact. I hate this back and forth about how much you love her. You don't. You don't. She's a co-main event of the most unanticipated card possibly in pay-per-view history. That's the truth, guys, okay? You're not going to elevate her and demand her into a main event on the next one. You have not elevated and demanded a certain opponent that you want to see her take on because it's so coveted and somebody's waiting in the wait. This is a reality. This isn't nice, what I'm saying. I'm aware of that, but it's a reality. I'm just trying to address why. I would hypothesize for you, as I did and BJ Penn covered for me, that if she has been in the organization for as many years and as vulnerable and as hard of moments as she has been caught on camera in, and has never had a bad moment, I would hypothesize for you that perhaps it's because she's insincere. I do not believe that any human being could be caught in as hard of a moment as a weigh-in is, in as hard, intensive a moment as a press conference, as hard, intensive a moment as a face-off, as hard, intensive a moment as a cage fight, half-dressed in a steel cage in front of the world, and never have a bad moment unless they're being insincere. And if you, the audience, sees through that, you're not going to latch on to it. It was a guess. But it also opened a door. I don't think any of us are going to predict that she's going to step through it. It's very hard to be a heel. People want to make the big money and people want to be famous, and people will even understand infamous trumps famous every day of the week, but they can't take the booze. I don't suspect for you that's the direction she's going to want to go, but I helped to open a door, which was very gracious of me. It really was. The dumb sons of bitches at bjpenn.com decided to leave comments. Now, I did my best to read these to you guys. I did my best, and I had my glasses, and I was going to read you these comments. These were great, but 7 of the 10 comments called me a clown. That's interesting. I mean, clowns are designed to be fun, right? Like, children love clowns. You have to pay to see a clown. You don't just walk down the street and there's a clown. You have to hire the clown. This is like a sought-after guy that makes you all feel better. So I was a little confused with the insult because I'm quite sure that it was an insult. But 7 of them had it. I've never been called a clown in my life. On top of that, I've never called somebody a clown. On top of that, I've never seen in person. People don't call each other clowns. So that means I've got the same weirdo from Valentina's team that happened to see the piece that set up 7 different email accounts just so they could leave 7 different comments, but then left a digital thumbprint by using a word that nobody uses, of clown. If you're Team Valentina and you see what I'm saying, there's no refuting this. She's not over with the audience, period. You will never match any fighter to her in terms of record or success or longevity that is still jerking the curtain. You simply won't do it. So the audience has decided. Do you want to do something to manipulate the audience? The audience is giving you a middle finger. Does that feel better than having a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of headlines that you can close out the night, but you got to hear the word boo? Would you rather have a silent middle finger of people shutting the door, deciding your fight's the one that they take the bathroom break, your fight's the one that they head to the concession stand? Would you rather have that but feel good because you didn't have to hear boo? Or would you rather see what's happening? If you're so damn smart and speak so many different languages and you're so damn good at everything, how come you're not good at this? How come you're not good? You can draw blood from somebody, but you can't draw an emotion? I'm supposed to look at you and think that you're more intelligent than me because you can say something 7 different ways, but I'll get an emotion and I don't give a goddamn what language I do it in? I will close out the night. I can't remember the last time I had to jerk the curtain for somebody. And this will surprise you, but I was never the champion of the world. Did you know that? I was never the world champion, and I never jerked the curtain for anybody. So when I open a door for somebody to go through to go heel, which they might be anyway, they might be a heel anyway, they don't get to come back to me and be irritated because I'm the one that told the truth. Every single night that you fight in an unanticipated match that you've put your heart and soul into and you can't get anybody to give a goddamn, they are giving you a middle finger. That's not nice. That's not nice. But you can do that in silence, or you can loudly and honestly get them to eject by booing you if you're tough enough and smart enough to take it.